Hi everyone, thanks for dropping by my YouTube channel today, where I'm doing final tests on Martino's USSC brand Pellet Stove Controller. Martino sent me this one because, as he reported, the controller simply would not turn on at all while on his stove. He also had a different controller that he was able to plug in and it powered up correctly. So he was confident that he had a problem with this controller. I received the controller earlier this week, I've done some troubleshooting on it, and it's time to do a final test before I return it to Martino. Before doing all this, let me tell you about my system. Of course, we have Martino's controller here. Behind the controller, I have a faceplate here that holds an auger motor. You'll hear that auger motor in the video when the controller calls for it to spin. At the rear, I have 4 light bulbs that simulate the different functions of your stove. The first one simulates the igniter. The next one is a combustion fan. The third is the auger motor. And in red at the far end is a convection or room fan. You'll see those lights go on and off as we proceed through testing. So let me go ahead and turn power on to the controller and we'll see it boot up. First of all, the logo USSC, followed by PLLT to tell us it's a pellet stove controller, and then U2.76, which is the version, and then it turns on the draft fan. So there we see it, we're in heat range number 1. And we also see a cycle of the auger happen. So we have the convection or room fan on, we have the combustion fan, and we had a cycle of the auger. Let me go ahead and place a shade in front of the light bulbs to try to minimize the light that hits the camera and prevent the video image from going too dark. So we're in heat range 1 right now. What I can do is I can step through all the heat ranges by going 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up. So those 2 keys are functioning correctly. I can also do the same with the room fan. Room fan 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then back up to the top. The same thing with the draft fan. Draft fan 4, 3, 2, 1, and all the way up to automatic again. The next thing I can do is press on the on button, which will cause the auger to come on. Notice that? I can press auger delay, which makes the red LED above it come on, and to clear that I have to press the on button again. That clears that. So all of that is functional. The next thing I'm going to do is go into self-test mode. To do that, I press the off button and the auger delay buttons both at the same time for 3 seconds. Let's do that. So there we are. The draft fan is on, which means we never saw a difference, but the light is on, so it is being powered by the controller. If I press any button on the keypad, that will go to the next step. So if I press, the room fan came on. So we saw the combustion fan go off and the convection fan come on. If I press a button again, the igniter comes on, and we see there. And the last one will be the auger, and we hear the auger motor driving, and we see the light is on. So that's functional. If I press the button one more time, the hopper test is on. There's no indicator of the hopper here. That's the same with all of my videos. The next one is the stat. That's to tell us whether or not the thermostat is being seen by the controller. If you look at the light just above the word on here, I have a thermostat switch, and if I press it, we see that the light comes on. Off, on, off, on, off, on. So we see that the controller is able to see the thermostat circuitry. So that's functional. If I press to the next key, I see 177 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the temperature that the controller is receiving from the thermistor. As I say in all my videos, I do not have the correct thermistor for this controller, but the thermistor I do have reports 177 degrees or so at room temperature. If I squeeze it between my fingers, we'll see the temperature rise up to above 200. So that's normal. And if I release, the temperature drops back to approximately 175 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's looking normal. The next thing I can do is unplug the thermistor completely, and that will put us at a temperature of 0 degrees Fahrenheit. There it is. So that's functional. So it's able to see it correctly. Let me plug it back in. So we're going to climb back to about 175 degrees Fahrenheit or so in that general area. So that's good. That's functional. If I press the next key, 60H. That is an indication of the frequency of the line power coming into the building here. I'm in North America, so 60 Hertz is correct. That is a good indication. That's functional. And then we go into buy mode. which is basically a restart. USSC PLLT version 2.76, and then the convection fan comes on. Heat range 5. The last thing I'll do here is do a reset, and to do that I press the auxiliary keys, both the up and down arrows, both at the same time for 3 seconds, and that puts me into buy mode. Here we go into buy mode, and effectively we reset and restart. USSC PLLT version 2.76 PLLT. Draft fan comes on. Oops, I'm off. Let me turn it on again, and there we are, it's functional. Let me turn it off. So Martino, I want to thank you very much for sending me your controller. I appreciate it very much. From all indications, your controller is fully functional. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to identify the root cause of the problem you were seeing, but I'll return this to you now, and when you get it back, you and I can further discuss it, and we'll see if we can work together to resolve your issue. For all you viewers, if you have a pellet stove controller of your own, whether it's a USSC brand, Quadrafire, Breckwell, or any other, and you have a need to have it serviced, or you have questions, please feel free to contact me. I'd be more than happy to speak with you about it. In the meantime, I hope you'll take a few seconds to give this video a thumbs up, and that you'll subscribe to my channel. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.